I race Brisca F1 stock cars, and I've only got one car to do it with. And you might think that sounds mad, but we race on two different surfaces. We race Tarmac, which is like your normal road surface, and then we race on Shale, which is basically like a dirt track. And having two cars might sound a bit greedy, but a lot of drivers that race this formula have a car for each. We do not, as that's where it gets expensive, and we do all right. We do all right. We do with what we've got. Basically, in this video, I'm going to show you what we do to prepare to change a car from Shale to Tarmac. Now, everyone's cars will be slightly different in their own way. Like, for example, for me, I run this little wing on Tarmac for no other reason than I think it looks nice. It doesn't look nice when it's dirty. But we've just come back from a Mildenhall Northampton weekender, which is 2 Shale tracks, which I raced at. And my next meeting will be Skegness for the Gala Night. So I'm just going to take you all through what we do for my car to change it from Shale to Tarmac. In this clip, I'm just attaching the front aerofoil, which I run on Tarmac. I don't run this on Shale, as this is where I bolt on the mudguard, which basically protects the radiator from any shale and dirt that could get in it. Just a bit of an overview. The first thing that we need to do is put the Tarmac wing on, which is stood right here. So we have 2 different wings for Tarmac and for Shale. So this is my Tarmac wing. I was just going to say it's been cleaned, but I don't know if it has. I can never really tell. So some of the things that we'll be doing is changing the tyres, because we tend to run slightly different tyres from Shale to Tarmac. We'll be changing the gear ratios, which basically you need to be doing this because at different tracks, different sizes, you'll be revving more or less. So we'll be changing our gear ratios from Northampton to Skegness, and then we'll have it on the scales just to see what the cross weight is and things like that, because I think we adjusted it at the track, so we'll just see what it's reading at the moment, and it can all change with all the hits and damage you get at the track. And we're also going to track it up, so to put 2 plates down here, one at the side of each wheel, because at the weekend I did bend the axle a bit, so we just want to check that. as you saw in the previous clip, we just lifted the Tarmac aerofoil on and then just bolted that up. And now I'm taking off both front wheels so we can sand the front brake pads up, and then we'll also skim a bit off the discs. And then we also have to take the calipers off just so we can fit the trailer tyres on, ready for tracking it up. Okay, so just taking the two front wheels off now. And then we've got the caliper off one of them. Because to track it up properly, we put the trailer tyres on, but they don't fit on if the calipers are still on. Because obviously they're not supposed to go.
Cleaning the brake pads up now.
Just giving them a bit of a clean. And then we'll wire brush the discs. There's my brake pad, look.
Gap at the bottom just fits, and it's loose at the top.
So I know it's bent.
So that means the stub axle's got a slight bend in it.
No good.
Needs straightening.
So we need to straighten that before we can do the tracking, obviously, anyway, so we just realised we need to straighten the stub axle now, so
I'll sand it up there. Then I'll just measure it. I've got two sizes, just to see if one fits, and a little bit of tolerance. So just goes in, and the gap. So that's got a slight bend on it and all.
oh, brilliant.
Gap there, and that fits. So that needs straightening as well.
So we've got two bent stub axles.
Not a lot, but every little bit counts. Especially on tarmac for your brakes. Only a slight bit, but it can affect your brakes. Split pin.
Right, so just taking the end caps off, which are really greasy, and now all the grease is all over my fingers. Nice.
And we need to knock the cotter pin out.
The what?
There is a pin, can you see it?
Oh yeah.
And it's obviously comes out backwards that way. Huh? So we knock that pin out first. Right. And then the kingpin will come out. Huh? Full of shit like these. Back there. I've hold it. Hold it, it won't hurt you. Shims. Bearings. Shims here to shim it so it doesn't have play up and down. Yes? All the shims. And that's like a roller bearing. Yeah, so put all that lot there. So I've got it lined up. And then I can put this in now. And you've got to put that in the right place because that's that pin we've just knocked out, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Which is going to be about there. I'll line that pin back up now.
So this side is built back up. It's just done straighten the stub axle on this one. And then just in the process of building this one back up. We've just straightened that stub axle as well. And they've got all the bits here. And you've got the hub on the floor. And then after we build it back up, we're not putting the caliper back on because we need to put the trailer tyre on because we know that the rims aren't bent on the trailer tyres, so it will be accurate. And then we'll track that up and then we can put some Tarmac tyres on it and then it'll be about ready for scaling then. So I've just come back from a conference of work. The car's looking the same as what it was yesterday. I am going to go home because I've got a migraine. And we'll just do this tomorrow instead. And then, right now, what are you doing? Just the panels?
Just putting some panels on the Hickman.
Taylor, what are you doing? What have you been up to?
Just been painting a Mini.
Because it's Aldershot on Sunday. There is Eastbourne on Saturday, but it's a bit too far. But yeah. They might go to Eastbourne as well. But we don't really... we don't really have time to do anything major on this, but just trying to get on with doing little bits where we can. So we're back again, it's Friday. So we just need to put this hub back together now. It's on the floor there, just need to tighten some bolts. Put all these on, put the wheel on, and then we'll track it up. And then for Skeg, for Tarmac, we just need to change the gears as well, but I don't know if we're going to get time to do that today, but yeah, and then we'll literally, it's pretty much all we do really, so yeah, I'll come back with updates, but just need to get this hub together now. as you can see here, we've just got the tracking plates up against the wheels, and then we've got the tape measure just to see if my wheels are towing in or out, or if they're straight. I think the wheels were towing out a little bit, so we've just corrected that. So we've just got the tracking plates in position. It's towing out a little bit, so we'll just adjust it and then see what it's reading again. Once we're happy with where the tracking's at, it's just a case of taking the trailer tyres off and then putting the Tarmac tyres back on, ready for the scales. Right, so that's it for tonight. So tonight we just built that hub back up, put it on, and then we've tracked both the front wheels. It was towing out a bit, but we've just got them straight now. And then just changed 3 tyres, both front tyres, and then this rear tyre. And then the only thing we've got left to do after that is change the gears, and then we'll just put it on the scales and see what it's reading, and then adjust it accordingly for Skegness. So while I've been getting on with the F1, my dad's been panelling the Higgy up. Looks a bit more like a stock car now. There's not many panels left to go on it, so we'll just have a bit of a scoop that goes on there and one that goes on the bonnet there, but starting to look the part now. So just little bits at a time really, because we've not got enough time to fully have it on the ramp yet and be doing stuff. So it's just little bits that I'll just record for videos, but as I say, we're not doing enough on it right now to do an actual full video, but when we do, I certainly will. So it's a new week and we're back again, preparing the F1 ready for Gala Night. You might think it's a bit early, which it probably is, but it's just better to get it done and get it out of the way and stuff like that. So yeah, we're just straightening it on. Let me turn the camera. So we had to move it earlier. Well, my dad had to move it earlier, so now it's not very straight, so we need to move it. But today on the agenda is just the gears and then scaling it up, and then it's ready. What are we gonna It's just the gears and scaling, isn't it?
Gears and scale. A couple of patches of welding to do, that'll do. So,
yeah, at Gala Night there's an under 25s championship. And with me being 17, I'm obviously in that, so they only do one of them once a year, and there's plenty of cash prizes to be won in that race. What is it like? You get like, say, 50 quid if you... It's all these... So basically people can like say, oh, I'll put my name forward, and then the person that crosses the line in 7th, on the 7th lap, gets however much they put forward, 50 quid. So I don't know how much I got. I got a few hundred from it last year, so it's a good race and plenty to be won, and yeah, so we'll be trying our best for that, but not much to do today, but yeah. The next job on the list was to change the gears, which is exactly what I'm doing in this clip. I've actually managed to get a decent angle this time. Keep watching and you'll see actually how I did it. But I need to buy a tripod or something, but to be honest, I just haven't got around to it yet. So that's the gearbox mount off. We just run one of these just to support the gearbox. I don't really know if other people run them, but it's just personal preference really, isn't it? And then, I don't know if you're going to be able to see, I need to take a video of what my phone is being held up by right now. But then we just need to take the rest of the bolts out for the back of the gearbox. And then we might take the prop off here, but we normally do, but then last time we didn't, and just saved a lot of hassle really, so we'll see. We'll see what's easier.
I'm still not found got back yet. See? Put it in where, see them two of us there. And there we go.
Bosh!
I'm going to take that off. I'm going to trim a little bit more off there.
Just tightening up all the bolts for the back of the gearbox casing now, and then I'll be putting some oil in for the gears.
Take the bung out, and then obviously put about six full sessions with that in. Right.
Let's get some cash. Let's
You're right.
Who did this up? The bloody hole. Goodness me.
Yeah, right.
Is it gonna all come out when I...
How can it all come out?
Because there's none in it, I don't know.
Exactly. Because you've just drained it.
Well, no, I mean like some of it might come out.
I don't think so, Neil.
Might. You never know. So just finished doing the gears, and then we put a bit of gear oil in, and now we've just disconnected one of the back brakes for Tarmac, because obviously we've gone from Shale to Tarmac. Then just bled the brakes up a little bit and check the tightness of any bolts, just to see if they've come loose and stuff like that. And yeah, we'll be about ready for scaling in a second. Now the gears are done, pretty much the last thing to do is just to scale the car up. So as you can see here, we're just putting the scales underneath each wheel, and then we'll be seeing what it's reading. So that's the car all scaled up, and we're pretty much done now. We're just welding that bit of plate on the front corner to give it a bit of strength, as we're not going to bother putting a whole new front corner on it. And then adding a spotter weld over here because that's a bit bent as well, but yeah. So that's it, that's the car all ready for Skegness in a few weeks. It only took us 2 or 3 nights and we didn't have any damage, so it wasn't too bad going, but yeah, that's how we changed my car from Shale to Tarmac. This weekend I'm not attending Hednesford, as I'll be at Buxton with the Mini. Taylor's racing on Sunday, so we won't be able to make it to Hednesford, but on Thursday I'll be putting out a new video. But yeah, we'll be putting the GoPro in her car and hopefully it gives her a bit of confidence. But yeah, thank you for watching and stay tuned for that.